Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be looking at some budget breakfasts. Now, if you're like me, you might not always eat breakfast, and that's okay. Some people just are not early eaters. I'm not an early eater. My first meal comes somewhere usually between 10 and 1. Now, sometimes it might be what is considered breakfast food, and other times it might be considered lunch food. And either way, it's okay. It doesn't matter if you eat breakfast or lunch food. And who is to say what is actually a breakfast food anyway? I love breakfast for dinner. So come on, go with me and let's see what we're going to cook up. I can't say today because this was done over 3 different days. So I'm going to show you 3 different very easy, budget-friendly breakfast ideas that anyone can make. Come on. Alright, this first breakfast is going to be very simple. I'm going to be making some oatmeal. So I have got about 1.25 cups, somewhere in that neighborhood, of water in the pot. I've got it on high and I'm going to bring it to a boil. I'm going to add a little salt to my water. Now here's my oatmeal. I use the quick cooking oats that are supposed to take, I think, like 1 minute. You use whatever you prefer. I'm going to take about 3/4 cup. I have a 1/4 cup measuring cup, so I'm going to do 3. I'm going to turn my heat down to a low to medium. I want this to cook for just a minute, so I'm going to stir that in. I'm going to add in just a little bit of brown sugar. And I'm going to add some craisins into mine. These have been in the freezer. Yes, you can freeze these. I'm just going to pour some of these off in here. And it's going to lower my temp for just a minute. And that's okay. Get those mixed up in there. Let them plump back up. I think this is ready. So I'm going to take it off the heat to add my last ingredient. So last but not least, I know I've already added brown sugar as a sweetener, but since I am still a little congested, I'm going to be adding a little bit of honey in mine. So I think that is going to do it for the honey, about a tablespoon. And I'm going to get that stirred up in there. And then I'll get this in a bowl. So here's our bowl of oatmeal. Let's give it a taste. Okay, y'all. Here's my bowl of oatmeal. And I feel fine, so I don't know what this is about. But I feel fine. So now we're going to give this a taste. You may make your oatmeal different, and that's okay. Some people make their oatmeal with milk. I wasn't raised with it being made that way, and that's why I use water. But if you use milk, that's fine. You make your oatmeal how you want to. But this is a very economical breakfast. It just costs pennies. You don't have to add the stuff in that I added. You can just make you a plain oatmeal. Just throw a little brown sugar and cinnamon in there. Or sweeten it with some honey or some maple syrup. Or just go plain and don't put none of that in there. But oatmeal is very good for you. I will say that. You know, you see those commercials sometimes about it lowering your cholesterol. It does. I know for certain it does. So anyway, enough of me talking. Let's give it a taste. A nice hot bowl of comfort. Make you some oatmeal. Today's breakfast is going to be very simple. You're going to start by getting you just a small to medium mixing bowl. To this bowl, you're going to add 1 cup of self-rising flour. To your bowl with your flour, you want a 1/2 tablespoon of granulated sugar. And you just want to mix that sugar and that self-rising flour together and set it to the side. Next, you want to take a 1.5 tablespoons of butter and you want to melt this down in the microwave. Now this recipe calls for whole milk, which I do have, but I'm going to substitute with buttermilk because I have some buttermilk that I need to use up. So I'll be using buttermilk. Now for your milk, you're going to need 3/4 of a cup plus 1/3 of a cup, roughly. I've got that in here for my buttermilk. It's almost a cup, but not quite. So I'm going to pour it in this bowl. Now most of the time I don't measure this. I'm just trying to measure this to give you an idea of how much you're going to need to use. But I may add some more milk. It just depends. I think it's just a personal preference as to how thick or how thin that you like your pancake batter. So you use however much milk you want to use, but I would start with 3/4 of a cup. To my milk, I'm going to add my melted butter. Now to your milk and butter, you want to add 1 egg. You want to get that all whisked together. Just mix it up really well. Now you want to get your bowl with your dry ingredients back up here, front and center. You want to take your wet ingredient mixture and you want to pour it into your dry. Okay, now you're just going to whisk all of that together. Just mix it all up. If you see that you need to add more milk, add more milk. I did add a little bit more milk to mine because it was not the consistency that I wanted. I wanted mine just a little thinner. And so that's what I'm looking at here. Now, if you like your pancakes with a thicker batter, then by all means, cook them how you like them. I'm cooking mine how I like them. But you just want to mix that until the batter is smooth. It's okay if it still has a few lumps in it because you don't want to over mix it. That's going to make for a tough pancake. So let's get these started. Okay, I've got my cast iron griddle back here. It's heating up. I've got it on about a medium heat. I'm going to go ahead and add 1 tablespoon of butter onto my griddle. You want to add some butter to whatever you're cooking your pancakes in and let that melt down and get good and hot. My griddle should be nice and hot. I'm going to take my pancake mix, and now I have a little pour spout on this bowl right there. So I'm just going to pour out the amount that I want. You can measure this out into 1/4 cup or 1/2 cup serving sizes. Just going to pour some on there. You make your pancakes however big or small you want to make them. I'll pour some over here. Here's a different angle for you so that you can see them actually cooking. You want to cook these on this first side until you start seeing big bubbles form. You see how they're starting to form. You want to see many more than that before you flip them though, okay? Pancakes are not hard to make. I use box mix, a complete pancake mix a lot of times, just to save a little bit of time, but it doesn't save a whole lot of time. These are not time consuming to make. They're not hard. People think, oh, homemade pancakes, I can't make those. Yes, you can. Very, very easy to make. Once they get enough bubbles forming on them, we'll flip them over. You can add some vanilla flavoring into your pancake batter if you'd like. You can add any kind of flavoring really. If you wanted to add maple flavoring or lemon flavoring, blueberry, whatever flavoring you want to add into your pancakes, feel free to add it. You can add anything in there. You can throw in some chocolate chips. If you like chocolate chips, you can throw in some fresh blueberries and make some blueberry pancakes. The sky's the limit and the possibilities are endless when you're making these. Make them your own. Okay, we're going to go ahead and flip these pancakes. I almost waited too late. Oh, they look good though. Let's get this other side done. These are possibly ready. Yep, they're ready. So we're going to plate them up. See, there's the other side. Let's get the rest of these made. I'm going to add some more butter. You'll know whether you need to add any more or not. That's also another personal choice. And this time I'm just going to pour enough for one. That one looks to be a little bit larger than the other two. I think this one's about ready to flip. And there we go. We'll get this done on the other side. Okay, let's pull this one off. Okay, so my last pancake is on cooking. That makes number 7. It would have made 8 had I not made that one that was so much larger than the rest of them. But that's okay. This is made enough that I can eat for at least 2 days with these pancakes. If I don't want pancakes 2 days in a row, I can put some of them in the freezer for later. And when you do that, you want to flash freeze them, which means you want to put them on a pan or something that can go in the freezer in a single layer. And you want to put it in the freezer. Let it stay there for about 24 hours to make sure it's good and frozen. Take it out and then you can package it all together. And when you pull those out, you pull out only what you need. Thaw it out, heat it up, and enjoy. This is what we have so far. They look and smell delicious. I'm going to go ahead while these are still good and hot and get a couple of them put on a plate. You can top your pancakes with whatever you want to top them with. I'm going to be using some of this butter pecan syrup that my neighbor gave me. I haven't used it up yet. It's really good, so I'm going to use this on mine today. Let's give it a taste. Okay, got my pancakes right here. I'll show you the inside. These look and smell so good. We're going to give it a taste. Yes. I have made these before with the whole milk and they're great. But I love a good buttermilk pancake. Especially a good homemade buttermilk pancake. Go make you some pancakes. Okay, today's breakfast, I think I'm going to do a breakfast sandwich. So I've got just some turkey bacon that I had in the freezer, and I put it in the fridge last night so it could thaw. I buy my turkey bacon at Sam's, so it's in a larger quantity, and I bring it home and I break it down into smaller packages. This right here will feed me for a few days. So today I think I'm just going to do a breakfast sandwich. Now, whatever breakfast meat you decide to use, you cook it how you want to cook it. I'm going to cook my turkey bacon in the oven. I'm going to pop it in a 400-degree oven until, oh, I don't know, till it's ready. I'm going to take it out at some point, and I will flip it over and let it continue to cook. So as soon as this is done, we'll get our sandwich ready. I'm going to be making my sandwich on one of these hamburger buns. We have only eaten 2 of the buns out of this package, and now Keith is traveling, so it's just me here. So I'll be using 1 bun today for this breakfast sandwich, and the rest of them will go in the freezer so that they don't go bad, and we'll use them in something later. You use whatever bread you want for your sandwich. You can use sandwich bread. You can use an English muffin, a hamburger bun. You can even use a hot dog bun if that's what you've got. You use whatever bread you want to use. It's going to be just fine. Okay, at this point I have taken my turkey bacon out and turned it over. It's been in there about 5 minutes. So I've got my griddle back here and I'm getting it warmed up. I've put some butter on it. I want my hamburger bun toasted on both sides, and I don't want it done in the toaster. I want it done on this griddle. It's just how I prefer to do it. If you want yours toasted, toast it however you want to toast it. Some people toast in a toaster, some people toast in the oven, some people toast on top of the stove. Any way you toast your bread, it's perfectly okay. I've also got 1 egg in a bowl. I'm going to be adding just a little bit of milk in with this egg, and I'm going to get it mixed up so that we can get it scrambled. Now I've got my little 6-inch skillet back here. I've got some butter in it. I'm going to turn that on about a medium heat. And we'll get that butter melted down so we can cook our egg. Okay, now let's get that bun toasted. My turkey bacon is done. Got it out of the oven. I'm going to set it over here to the side till I get my bun and my egg ready. And then we will assemble our sandwich. Okay, while my bun is toasted, my butter is hot and ready in this skillet over here to cook my egg. So let's get that poured in. I like to use this little 6-inch iron skillet because it helps contain that egg while I'm cooking it. I'm going to add a little bit of salt and some pepper. The bun is coming right along. Let's see if we can get this egg flipped. Let it finish cooking. Okay, my egg is done. We're going to take that off the heat and get this sandwich assembled. Let's check on our bun. Oh yeah, that's going to be great. Okay, I'm going to take my turkey bacon. I'm just going to take a couple of slices and I'm going to lay them on the bottom part of the bun. I'm leaving this on this iron griddle while it's assembled because I'm actually going to put this in the oven to let the cheese melt. Now I'm just using some single slice cheese that's in a little plastic wrapper. You use whatever you have or whatever you want. Gonna lay that on top, and we're gonna stick this in the oven I'm gonna put it under the broiler for just a minute or two, just till this cheese gets nice and melted and kind of bubbly and hot. That's gonna be good enough for me. I'm gonna put it on this plate right here. Put our top on. Got a nice breakfast sandwich. Let's give it a taste. Okay, y'all. Got our breakfast sandwich here. Looks really good. But how does it taste? Let's give it a taste and see. Oh yeah. That's good. That's real good. Real quick, easy. Economical. Use whatever you have. Just because it's a breakfast sandwich don't mean it has to be on a certain bread. You can make you a sandwich between pancakes. Just put your meat, cheese, egg in between some pancakes. Make you a sandwich. Breakfast doesn't have to be complicated. Let's go eat. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please go give it a like, share the video, leave me a comment below, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you in the next one.